Morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Hi, guys. It's Monique Bradley here from
Hey.
Your Fix Communications, and this is
Pete Ward.
Welcome. We are super excited about today's show. We specialise in helping business owners and entrepreneurs grow their impact in the digital space. We work with all sorts of people, business owners, entrepreneurs, lots of influencers, and people who are ready to get serious about their business, shout their abilities to the world, or share them with the world with wild abandon, and be really proud of who they are and help other people in the mix. So today we have a special guest, Pete. We are super excited about this because our guest is somebody who has literally grabbed the bulls by the horns and worked to grow a brand that is becoming very memorable and very sought after. So welcome to the Dog and Pony Show today, the very lovely smarter lady. This is Rachel Thompson. Here we go. Good morning, Rachel.
Oh, come on.
Just trying to get the sound sorted from your end as well, Rachel. I think we've been trying to do this podcast for what, a week? Is it right? Was it this time last week, Rachel? Yeah, it was. And we had so many technical issues from the fact that at one stage the internet dropped out completely. We've had software going crazy. Rachel, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sure can. So glad we've got you now. Well, Rachel, you're the smarter mortgage lady, and I think this is such a great concept. How important has just been tweaking and growing a brand around the smarter mortgage concept? How important has that been for you growing in the digital realm?
Really important, actually. For me, it's become the new sort of way of branding, the new kind of first way of meeting people so that they can start to like, know and trust you. And been doing that in a whole number of different ways.
Right. And that's one of the things I wanted to ask. Now, traditionally, people in your sector, they are most likely to take out newspaper advertising. They're most likely to do a billboard. They'll do TV advertising. So why did you decide to specifically focus in the digital space?
Well, I really felt like I could get more reach. I could talk to more people, see more people, have interactions with more people than people I could actually be one-to-one with, or that may see print advertising, actually.
Ah, gotcha. Do you think it was also from a cost effectiveness point of view, was that sort of important?
Yes, absolutely. I tried print advertising, and it's been really hard to judge what's actually come from that versus the instant feedback I've got from the digital world.
Really? That's so interesting to hear, because a lot of people are still putting money into print or using other methods of attracting clients or getting their brand out there. But digital for me, obviously I work in digital, so I'm probably a little bit biased, but I just think it's, apart from the fact that it's cost effective, it's so immediate. And for you, what and I want to dive a little bit deeper into this. When you're doing stuff in, say, in social media, what is it like to be able to get responses instantly from people? Because with advertising, newspaper advertising and things like that, it could be a week, 2 weeks, and you don't even know where those leads have come from. So what's it like when you get a lead through social media?
Look, it's really exciting, to be able to get that instant response to someone to your videos or to a post that you did. I literally was doing that just before the show. Had a tag from somebody in a group I'm not even in, private message the person. Wow. And was able to instantly give them some input and add some value to what they're doing, even though they're already working with an advisor. So they were asking questions that potentially their advisor could have, already told them. So it's really important to be able to respond to that straight away, because it gives you the opportunity to do business with that person, or if you're not going to do the business, to add some value to what they're doing, help them save some money.
That's right. And one of the things you were saying about digital is the importance of know, like, and trust. So has digital, growing a brand in the digital space helped with that process of trust? Because when you're dealing with a mortgage, you're dealing with millions of dollars of people's money. And trust, there's a bit of risk involved there. So has that, growing that brand and being able to do things like reach out, like you've just mentioned, in that community, help with that trust process?
Yes, like I know people personally where I've maybe training with them I'm a paddler, right? And those people like, know and trust me. And then suddenly they've seen my car, and then they've seen me online doing a video, and they've seen my posts, and they contact me and go, hey, by the way, can you have a look at my mortgage? Whereas we don't get the opportunity to talk about that when we're going and doing our paddling, for example.
Right.
So,
Right.
it's been able to give them an example and information about what I do. So they're starting to understand what I do. They're sharing my videos. They're ringing me up going, hey, can you actually have a look at my mortgage? Because I'm seeing your videos and your posts about it, and I want me a bit of that action.
Right. I understand. That's pretty exciting. I like that. The immediacy. I want me a bit of that action. And especially in the market, that we're currently going through. Obviously, we're moving into level 2. I understand and appreciate that everybody's financial situation would be really challenging. So you'd think during a time of challenge like that you might not get as many leads for something like a mortgage, which is, high risk, high investment, that sort of thing. But you've had work coming throughout this period and more inquiries now since we're moving to level 2. Is that right?
Yeah, and what it initially started with when we went into lockdown was using that digital world to say to people, hey, we're here. Advisors were actually positioning themselves to be available to clients when the banks were overwhelmed with people ringing and not able to go in and see them. And then what's happened off the back of that is those videos and those posts are now resonating with people in terms of, okay, you've got some information to share. So I actually want to touch base with you as things are changing for me now. There's opportunity for some people who haven't lost their jobs, whose income hasn't been reduced, and now they're positioning themselves, and they've seen my marketing out there online through this lockdown while they've had lots of time online.
So being more present in the digital space is really working. It wasn't just about the now strategy and trying to convert clients now in the sales process, but it looks like to me it's turning into a great long-term strategy for you. Would that be fair?
Absolutely. And what I'm dealing with is people now that I'm talking to, and we're looking into the future. Where are we going from here in a few months when the income is back up to where it was prior to the lockdown? I'm talking to people in Wellington. I wouldn't be print advertising in Wellington. I'm in Auckland, and I've got clients in Christchurch.
Wow.
So I can be working with people nationally from the comfort of my living room at the moment, and hopefully from tomorrow maybe back in the office. But this online presence has really made a difference to the kind of span of people that I can deal with.
Great stuff. I love hearing that. I love hearing about success stories. Pete, you love it too, don't you? Hearing how people are doing really well.
Yep.
Now, Pete, I know you've been taking care of all the technical. Have you got anything you want to ask Rachel before I dive into the development of the Smarter Mortgage Lady brand? Have you got some questions for her?
No.
I love it. There you go. I know Pete's trying to get a handle on all the technical today, because what we do here in the studio is, Rachel is really complex and Pete does the job of about 6 people. I'm going to call you Octopus from now on. How does that sound, Pete? Sounds completely odd. Okay, so let's talk about how you developed the Smarter Mortgage Lady brand, because it was a bit of a process. And I know the beginning of this journey really sort of started by you and I having a glass of wine and a bit of a chat and sitting there with Pete and using Pete's marvellous brain. Hi, Pete, you're in the shot. Using Pete's marvellous brain to be able to look at some strategies around future-proofing that brand as well. So tell me about the concept of creating your brand as a Smarter Mortgage Lady.
It was exciting and nerve-wracking. And yes, over a wine or two, when we were talking about where I was going and who I wanted to be in terms of an advisor and helping people, buy a house and get a mortgage and do that smarter, not harder, but also save themselves lots of money. And so we really talked about making sure that if I was working with this business over here that was branded, and then this business over here that was branded, that I could move from one business to another or under the umbrella of one business to another, but still be the Smarter Mortgage Lady and still be my own entity and my own brand, if you like. Mm-hmm. And looking back even now, where I've come from our first few videos that we did that I shared online to what I'm doing myself doing videos, it's been quite a sort of rolling ball, like snowball. It's just gathered momentum.
Love it. So the Smarter Mortgage Lady is a pretty clever concept. If I don't mind saying so myself, because I know I was involved in part of that journey. I think it's really catchy. What has it been like going from Rachel, because originally you were Rachel Thompson Mortgages, to being the Smarter Mortgage Lady and to having that tagline that you're known for? Like for me, as an example, just to explain where I'm going with this, when we changed with Your Fixed Communications into being a business about helping people grow greater impact in the digital world, we don't just do digital marketing. It's about impact. That really significantly changed how we were received in the market and seemed to create more demand for our services. So it was by having those trigger words and our key phrase that really transformed our business growth. How has being the Smarter Mortgage Lady changed for you, do you think?
Well, one thing, it got me recognised locally. I've told you a story about walking into more than one of my local retailers and going, "Hey, you're the Smarter Mortgage Lady from Facebook." So that was pretty funny. But it's also been about sharing my story. So when we first sat down and started talking about this concept of having my brand and my...
Oh, Rachel, we've just lost you for a moment there. Not sure what's happening there. Might flick back to the studio and I'll just fill everybody in. For those of you who have popped in, firstly, good morning, Larry. Good to see you joining us from the States. I'll just make sure I'm talking to the right camera. Am I the camera up there? Yes, I am. Great to have you guys with us this morning. If you're wondering what's going on today, we are testing some amazing technology. It seems that the internet may have dropped out at Rachel's end. She's just asked what's happening, can't hear us. Basically, we are testing out a new technology to be able to bring guests into our studio from all around the world. So today we're talking about what one of our clients did, Rachel Thompson, who's known here in New Zealand as the Smarter Mortgage Lady, the steps that she took to help grow a brand, her brand specifically in the digital space. And there was a bunch of different strategies and techniques that we put into play to help her do this. And one of the key things that was most important was we started with making sure that we got the messaging right around the value that she offered. Larry's just said the video's been a little choppy. I think today it's probably because the internet quality is not that great today. So what we might do is we might have to restart. Pete, are you open for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, sound good?
Did we wrap it up?
All right. Well, we might have to come back to you with part number 2 of the show on another day. But guys, if you want to know more, make sure you check out her website. She is known as the Smarter Mortgage Lady, rachelthompson.co.nz. Have a look at her website. So when we come back to talk to Rachel about what she did in the digital space to help grow her brand and now to get new inquiries every day, you will want to stick around for the end of this interview. Or when that happens.
Cool.
Hey, Pete, look, thanks for your help with all the technical stuff. Sorry, guys, we're going to jump off screen and hopefully we'll be able to bring this back to you very soon. Take care. We'll see you guys soon.